Hello everybody and welcome to a very early instalment of the Who Bulletin. I am half asleep. Welcome though, one and all. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday morning so far. We are here to talk about a brand new episode of Doctor Who, which is just released about an hour ago on BBC iPlayer. If you are joining us live, feel free to join in the chat. I'd love to hear what you all thought. I haven't really looked at what people think, so I'm kind of just going off what my reaction is, so I guess we'll talk about that. Of course, like, subscribe, and all that sort of standard YouTubey bollocks. Welcome, though, one and all. I am knackered. We are talking about the Robot Revolution, a brand new episode of Doctor Who, which is just released on BBC iPlayer at 8 AM, about an hour ago, and will air later today on TV. So, what did I think? Let's talk about that. Thank you, Paul Flint, for subscribing. Thank you very much. So for me, we're going straight off the bat, initial overall thoughts. I think it's better than Space Babies by, a fucking country mile. I think, in terms of the complexity of the story, I think you've got it there. I think some areas do fall apart, but I will specify that this episode, The Robot Revolution, was probably my least anticipated episode of the series. If I looked at all of them, there's something interesting about pretty much every single one. This one, going into it, I guess I felt like I knew most of it anyway, because it was, it was what it was in terms of how do I describe this? You know it's going to be a companion introduction. You know she's going to get kidnapped by robots. You know it's the star map thing. You know that the Doctor's going to be there to help. You know there's some timey-wimey shit. You know she's not going to be able to get home. So you already know going into it quite a lot of the elements, but I was pleasantly surprised, actually, at how much I enjoyed it. It's exactly what Space Babies needed to be, really, was a little bit more tongue-in-cheek and a little bit more... I don't know. I think the thing I liked about The Robot Revolution is it was quite fun from the get-go. And the one thing I adored, and I'll get more into in a bit, is the chemistry between Belinda and the Doctor. She didn't want to be there, and I love that. I love that that's kind of constantly reinforced, because even as Who fans, towards the end, we're sort of lulled into a false sense of security when the Doctor's being like, oh, I've scanned your DNA, and look, I've found your ancestor, and I've already met her, descendant, sorry, and I've already met her, and this is crazy, this is meant to be, we should go travelling together, all that sort of thing. And she's like, no, and you just took my DNA without consent, this is that. And I'm like, fucking good point, actually, because the Doctor's kind of happy-go-lucky behaviour of just kind of doing shit, by a lot of companions, is kind of oh, okay. Oh, wow, that's so interesting. Cool. Yeah. Ruby, for example, is a little bit like that. But I think with Belinda, I love that she felt a little bit more realistic. Because a lot of people, whether they like to admit it or not, whether they're Doctor Who fans or not, would be incredibly cynical and miserable in that scenario. People have died, for one. Two, you've just seen your fucking, ex-boyfriend get turned into sperm, which we'll talk about. And then it's you can't then get home, and then you've just had your DNA sample taken. There's a lot of things going on, but also completely valid that she would then go, well, no, you just took my DNA, and especially as a nurse, you'll understand there's a lot of procedures and stuff, in actual nursing, you can't just fucking take someone's DNA for a laugh. I thought, for this episode, let's go right to the beginning. So for the beginning, I was a little bit concerned. I feel like the pace was very breakneck, very quickly. I was delighted that the episode wasn't set in the hospital, because I was worried about the Martha connotations. Because it's that same sort of thing where it's the preview that they showed was... The preview that they showed was the Doctor in the hospital, Belinda in the hospital, so I was sort of thinking, oh god, this episode's going to be like Smith and Jones again, and it's just going to be the same sort of format as, we're just kind of repeating history a little bit. But it wasn't. It's very original, actually. Very, very original. I really enjoyed, I enjoyed the opening. I thought some of the dialogue was clunky in my mind. I think, straight away, Belinda's very different character to Ruby, and very different character to some recent companions, I'd say, anyway. So I was very, like, some of the lines and the editing was very, like, choppy in the beginning. It felt like it was trying to get to the point quickly. Basically, all the pre-titles stuff was very choppy and, like, oh god, like, where are we going with this? Love that she's in a uni household. Love that she lives in a uni household kind of thing with a Geordie. You don't see many Geordies in Doctor Who, so that was quite refreshing to hear a Geordie accent. The last one that I can think of was in fucking hell, what was it now? The last Geordie in Doctor Who? I want to say Sleep No More, I think. And then I want to say before that it would have been Jake from Series 2. We went through the void, man. And then this guy is just something about granola, but I don't know, I kind of enjoyed that, being like, don't eat me granola, Belinda, man, don't eat it. It's like, this is great. Some, like, local representation. Love a Geordie cameo. So we're going to be bringing that one back as the resident Geordie Doctor Who influencer. Don't take me granola, man. Beyond that, yeah, Mrs. Flood, of course, we've already seen that clip in previews, so that was interesting. I kind of like how she doesn't really give a shit, and she's just like, bye. I love that. That's great. That's very dumb fuckery, and I like it. Shame the Doctor's outfit from the opening only got a tiny bit of screen time, because fucking hell, it's a great outfit, and it's probably my favourite of his, and we're probably never going to see that again now. So that's fun. But it's good. What's happened next? We got the titles. The actual title's not very much different, but it was in sync. Did anyone notice it was in sync this time? The previous series, and this is very nerdy, but you go like, dun, 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 dun. That bit always used to play when the words Doctor Who came on screen, and in season 1 and the 60th, it came on when the title of the episode came on screen. And they've now changed it, so it actually does come on screen when the Doctor Who logo appears, which is great, and it makes the title sequence feel a little bit more, like, functional in my mind. Like, it's better now because of that. That little fix just fixes everything. I have to say the CGI I thought was very impressive in this. Like, it looked, and not even just the CGI, sorry, but the entire art department. I think the robots, the aesthetic of the planet, I think all of the underground stuff. I was really impressed by all the tunnels and the buildings, and even especially the AI room, or the OWL room, let's say. That was great. Like, I really loved all of that. Like, the electricity, the smoke. It was very cool. There was a lot of, like, shit going on there that I really liked in terms of, like, the visuals. I think it was a very aesthetically pleasing episode in my mind. A lot of people, I can understand, might be a bit more like, like, this isn't, I don't know, it's, like, too colourful and too bright. I don't know if anyone thought that. I mean, obviously, please do let me know your thoughts in the chat. Like, I will be reading them properly in a bit, but I am just kind of skimming them as I talk and waffle. For me, it was, like, I kind of enjoyed it being a bit like that. The sort of classic-looking rocket, like, the very, like, bright colours and sort of different aesthetic. Doctor Who tends to do quite grotty most times when it does, like, robots and stuff. That's because Doctor Who in its past hasn't really had, like, that high of a budget to do anything like this. But I also think it's like a cool aesthetic to do something a bit different. I really enjoyed that it felt like, you know, the 1920s, 1930s vision of, like, the future. You know, it's like very, like, cool, like, rocket ship, like, flying cars, very bright, like, very spacey. I think if you look at, like, retro sci-fi, like, I'm talking like 1920s, 1930s. That's the aesthetic that it looks like, and I don't think Doctor Who's ever went for that. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was brilliant, and I didn't mind the robots. The robots were a bit clunky, like they were a bit big, but I guess they kind of had to be like brutes. Love the little polish robot. I think that's very, like, just adds something, doesn't it? I would have liked a little reference to Waters of Mars, like gadget kind of thing. Then that would have been great. But I was really impressed. I think the starting sequence where the Doctor's chasing Belinda, I love seeing the TARDIS in action. So I love seeing the TARDIS flying around actually in space. I love the time glitching stuff. That's a very clever use of that, because obviously there's something going on. I am curious as to whether that's that for the time glitchy stuff, because the time glitchy stuff was all in the trailers, and I assumed that was going to be like a season-wide thing, but maybe that's just for this episode with the time fracture. But I really liked it. I loved all of that sort of stuff, and it made the story slightly more clever and slightly timey-wimeier, if you will. I thought the stuff with the star certificate and, you know, bouncing between that and going, well, he's got this AI machine has got this from the future, and then but has it in the past, and then they also got Al, and then they got that in the past in 10 years. So they sort of like really mix up the times really interestingly. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good, personally. I thought there was a clever use of like time travel as like a plot device, which Doctor Who, for some reason, never really does that often. You use time travel to get to where you're going to go, but the actual use of time travel within the story to go like bouncing around a little bit with that time fracture, I think really helped sell the time travel stuff a lot quicker and a lot easier, which would have been great. Which is great for a season opener. Would have been great for like a era opener, if you will. I still enjoy Space Babies, by the way, but it's nowhere near as good as what this was. In terms of complexity, like Space Babies is very simplistic and very basic, but I guess introduces all the concepts. The best thing that this does is it doesn't have to spend any time introducing who the Doctor is. You just kind of just go into it, and you're being introduced to Belinda, but you're also being introduced to like the series plot, I guess. I thought... I'm trying to think what else happened. I mean, Shooty's Doctor again, crying. But this time, I guess it felt valid, because he's been there for 6 months and got to know this person. And she died, like, on the spot. So I kind of, like, understand that. That to me, makes sense. A lot of people are going to pick it apart every time Shooty cries. And it is becoming, like, an episodic thing where you can kind of watch an episode and go, oh, cool, he's crying again. But I don't mind it. And in this case, I feel like it felt completely justified. And I always have said that I love Shooty's Doctor being a bit more emotionally open and emotionally intelligent, I guess. So, yeah. What else would I say? So, we'll go to the twists of the episode. So, when I was reading reviews prior to the episode coming out from the press, it was very much like, there's a twist, it doesn't stick the landing, it's very, like, convoluted, and it seems, like, really out of place. You sort of pointing out to like incel and coercive control and all that sort of thing. It's not the place on like a family show. I honestly couldn't disagree more. I was genuinely shocked as to how many sort of adult themes were mentioned in this. I know it's not, but like I'm pretty sure like coercive control, planet of the incels, and the fact that he got turned into a sperm and an egg, but like he just got turned into a blob of spunk. That's mental to me. That's like, that genuinely floored me when he said, "Oh, he's a sperm and an egg." I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What? In Doctor Who, you're gonna do that? That's crazy." Fair enough. That was fun. I loved that twist, and I actually really liked the idea of the AI generator person being a like ex-boyfriend. It didn't clock to me originally. I know a lot of people saying it was quite an obvious twist. I didn't actually think about that. Because, to be honest, like, the way they'd started it up, and he was quite like just a side character to give her the star map thing, I thought, he's just like a side character. That's just his own thing, right? Brooke came and went, that's great. He was just not going to be part of it anymore. So for him to be the actual AI generator, for them to pull the whole AI Al thing is quite clever. And yeah, I liked it. I liked this sort of like kind of controlling like teenager got brought in who you know like got picked up by robots and immediately just loves the power and control of a planet, and then takes over and then demands that like Belinda marries him. Yeah, that's clever. I really like that, to be honest with you. I think the correlations of creating a character that... I mean, yeah, it is a simplistic view of, like, this sort of modern masculinity thing and epidemic that we've got at the minute. And, like, shows like Adolescence are tackling that really well. This isn't really the place for me to talk about this too deeply, because Adolescence was a hell of a powerful show. But it tackles the topics. And I think Doctor Who... dipping its toe in Doctor Who doesn't have to do adolescence to do like a big all serious story or whatever, but having a bit of a sort of tongue-in-cheek reference of like, the villain of this episode is nothing to do with aliens or space or anything like that. He gets converted into a machine, but the power, the control, that personality trait comes from his horrendous natural behaviour as a weird sort of controlling man. And I was kind of fucking with that, to be honest with you. I kind of like that idea of going, this is, again, there's a little bit of a criticism of your modern day Earth stuff. I think there was some articles were talking about it being like, oh, it's trying to tackle AI and it's trying to tackle this and it's trying to tackle that. I don't think it tried to tackle AI at all, actually. I think AI was just, because it wasn't an artificial intelligence, it was a person in a machine. So I don't for a second feel like it was trying to tackle that and failed to tackle that. I don't think it was trying to tackle the contentious topic of AI, which I think it would have been good if they had. But I actually kind of liked the twist being, yeah, exactly. Like I'm not trying to say like it's better than fucking Adolescence. It's definitely not better than Adolescence. And Adolescence is doing it in its own way, where it's like this is a show that is dedicated to telling this story and is brilliantly, excellently executed. What Doctor Who is doing is taking that theme, which is actually conveniently very in at the moment, despite the fact they filmed it like 2-3 years ago, you know, in the incel culture, and sort of using that as the villain of the episode, I think was quite clever, to be honest with you, and I think is the kind of stuff that Doctor Who should be doing more often. That felt for the first time, I think, in Russell's new era, where we are really grounded in the present. And this is not a diss, Russell's a brilliant writer, but he is in his 60s, and I sort of have to think like, actually, how are we representing the modern demographic, the modern population? You know, little things for me where it's like, I would like to see a companion who has their phone, and I want to see them taking photos of stuff, or taking selfies, or just taking photos of that are on like an alien vista. When Ruby gets out the TARDIS in Space Babies and sees the dinosaurs, why is her instinct not to take her phone out and take a photo? Because a lot of people, majority of like the young population, would do that. Because you'd be like, holy shit, dinosaurs. Like, you would. I mean, obviously you take it in, but there's a whole thing on like writing for modern generations. So I was very impressed to see Russell actually kind of nail the whole like incel twist. I kind of thought that was pretty decent, to be honest with you. I can't knock that. Yeah, and I thought Belinda was honestly a more well-rounded character than Ruby was initially. I liked Ruby. I liked that Belinda is a lot more like, I don't give a shit. Like, I want to go home. Stop. You know, like very much challenging the Doctor every second she gets. A very different kind of character, and I'm game with that, to be honest with you. I really like that, and I'm excited to see where we go with this, and I just hope that they keep it consistent throughout the series. Yeah, that's my thought. I love the AI generator thing. I liked the whole Wizard of Oz thing they've got going on there, where they had like almost like a big face and like a big machine, and then it's like the man behind the curtain. Yeah, classic trope, classic kind of like reference, I guess, to like a really famous film. Obviously Wicked just came out last year, so it's like really good timing for that sort of thing. I thought it went really well. Definitely must be intentional with the big face and stuff, and the sort of dramatic scary room. Yeah, I loved all of it. I'll tell you, the sequence that I loved the most was when they touched the certificates together, and there was this like distortion effect, and then they sort of flipped out, and then there was this sort of shots of like the profile, sort of the shots of the front of Belinda's face and Al's face and the Doctor's face in different coloured lighting, like red and blue, and it sort of did that a few times, and there's a lot of really interesting visuals. I thought that was probably one of the best things I've seen in Doctor Who in a while, in terms of doing something very creative and different. The idea of like, oh, they slapped two things together that are the same, you know, from different times. We've had that a little bit before. What was it? I think it was who did that again? Was it the 11th Doctor? Sort of smacked two screwdrivers together in different time zones, and then it went like that, sparked or something. I'm not sure. There was definitely something where that's happened before, but I really love that sequence where it goes, okay, if you do that and you cross two of the exact same object in the same time together when they shouldn't be, the universe disagrees with it, and like atoms and what have you. I loved that. Those shots were amazing, and it takes like proper visionary directing and storytelling to be able to kind of do that. And I wonder how much of that was scripted. I wonder how much of that was the DOP. I wonder how much of that was the director. And there's a lot of that I really liked. So yeah, I thought that was great. The ending where they can't get Belinda home, I thought was great. I like the I love her reaction to the TARDIS. Again, slightly unique, decent, good. I like that. Not being able to get home, kicking off at the Doctor a little bit. I like the fact that they opened the doors and couldn't see anything, and it was just kind of fucked up and what have you. And then the TARDIS goes away, and then you get all those graphics. See, I thought those were graphics for like the Social Team. I thought it was just like a general sort of like, the Eiffel Tower floating in space, taxi cab floating in space. I thought that was just like a generic thing. But actually in the fucking show surprised me. And that did surprise me. And then that makes you think, okay, so what's going on then? And I also like they're kind of doing... They're doing what they did in Series 5 of Doctor Who, which is definitely a good thing in my eyes, where the beginning of the series is set at the timing of the end of the series. So when they get back there, it's like that's the date of the finale, right? So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. May 24th, 25th will be the same weekend as Wish World comes out. So that's timed it really well. Because initially I thought, oh, they must be trying to set this bit later. But no, the idea is that they come back to that planet. They come back to Earth at that time on that day, and everything's fucked up. Something happened while they were away, or some, whatever. Okay, so I really liked that because that felt like an actual twist where I was like, okay, we don't know what's going on with Earth. We don't know why they can't get back to Earth. But then seeing the taxi cab and shit in space, like as if the Earth has been exploded or something like that, I thought was a very interesting visual. That definitely sparked interest. As someone who fucking talks about Doctor Who every week and has broken down every fucking trailer and read every bloody news article about it, the fact that I was sat there going, oh shit, okay, that's where they're going, I was pleasantly surprised by that. Despite the fact that these images were in promo material, you just assume that's like blind promo material. But I really liked that. Overall, the episode, I think, had some weaknesses. I think a lot of the sequences I liked, but I went into it saying it was like my least anticipated episode of the series. So I guess, like, in fairness, because I went in with such low expectations, I was very pleasantly surprised that it was a good story. The only downside for me is that it's still kind of a very basic bare bones story. Like, it's still very bare bones, but I do like that there is an added complexity to it. It is the Space Babies of this series, but if it's better than Space Babies, then this series could have a chance to be better than Season 1. And that's what I want at the end of the day. I just want it to get better and better and better, you know what I mean? I thought there was certain... It's like not an episode that I would go back to rewatch too frequently. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of slightly lower in my estimation. So I'd probably say it's about like a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. Which is not a bad thing at all. That's a very good thing. I'd probably put Space Babies a lot lower than that. In my eyes, yeah, it's not an episode I'd revisit very quickly. It's not the best episode of all time. It might not be the best episode of this series. I hope that that's the worst of this series, because then if all of it's better than this, then we're at a good benchmark, because I enjoyed this. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else there is to say about it, really. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode, a good start to the series, a good strong start to the series. And it has me excited for next week. I didn't expect to enjoy this episode as much as I did, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I thought Shooty was great again. I thought the writing was honestly pretty solid. Like, the dialogue between Belinda and the Doctor was pretty solid. I got a little bit of like Donna vibes in the TARDIS, like towards the end when she's like, like contradicting the Doctor, and I think that's what works so well when I rewatch Runaway Bride. It works so well having Donna. She's very refreshing because Rose was sort of so in love with the Doctor, whereas Donna doesn't trust him at all. And why should she? Because she's normal, she's a real person, and that's what Belinda feels like, and I'm very happy about that. I don't think Belinda's going to be the next Donna Noble, that's not what I'm saying, but I like that she's kind of prickly on the surface and a little bit like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, fighting back against stuff. Because even when Donna joined the Doctor in the TARDIS in Series 4 and wasn't kind of as prickly with him and knew him and trusted him, she still fought back. Like, she still pushed back a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, she still, like, fires upon Paige. She was like, no, we're going to save these people. And he's like, no, we're not. And she's like, yes, we fucking are. Like, there's a bit of a difference. And I like that sort of snappy energy that I'm getting from Belinda from early on. I thought the music was really good as well this episode. There was a lot of like kind of retro spacey sounds. They kind of went really into that sort of retro vibe of the episode. So I can't say that I didn't enjoy that. That was definitely something that I got a big kick out of. So that's fun. Yeah. But now I'd like to ask the big question, which is, what did you all think? I would love to. I mean, there's obviously a lot of people sharing their opinions in chat. I have been sort of skimming, but I will now actually read. Yeah, I did notice the Gallifrey theme when they got the X-ray out, which I thought was great. Yeah, Gallifrey, I think the music was great. I don't know, interesting. But I'd love to know. So a lot of you are saying about 7 out of 10, which is fair enough. That's exactly kind of where I'm sitting with it, sort of 6 to 7 out of 10. I think it's a solid opener. And I think it's kind of, everyone can agree that it was better than Space Babies, which I think is a really nice thing from what I'm seeing. Oh my god. Oh. Hay Fever hits hard in the morning, damn. But I thought it was good. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed that, and I can't lie to you. Like, I got a big old kick out of it. I liked it. It's a good start. It was fine, quite confused at times though. Fair enough. It was okay. Not much to talk about. I think 6.5 out of 10. 6.5. Yes, very interesting. Great return to form. Very classic with Alan, Belinda, Doctor sequence, and the lighting was gorgeous. Yeah, I agree with that. That sequence was fucking amazing. I also felt it was quite classic Who vibes, a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, with the random planet, random one-off aliens, kind of very, like, limited but very creative-looking set. Yeah. Enjoyed that. Michael says, I didn't really have any expectations at all for this, and I ended up really enjoying it. Nothing groundbreaking, but it was a fun adventure. I'm completely with you. Yeah, I went in with my, like, expecting this to be the worst episode of the series. It may well be, and I actually hope it is, because naturally I don't want an episode to be any worse than this. But I really enjoyed the episode more than I thought I would, so that's a great thing. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, Michael. Ethan DJC, 7 out of 10, yeah, solid. Matrix Sword 212, 100% better than Space Babies. Yeah, 100%. I'm completely with you, and I think everyone probably senses that as well. And even when I rewatched Space Babies a couple of weeks ago, I did enjoy it more than I thought I would. Again, like, I got a kick out of it. But even on that rewatch, this was better, you know? If that episode was in season 1, it would be my second favourite after 73 yards. That's a good way of thinking about it. Where would it rank in series 1? Ooh. Yeah, better than Space Babies. Don't know if it beats Devil's Code for me, because I kind of enjoy that one. Boom, definitely, yeah, it's not as good as that. 73 yards, probably alongside 73 yards for me a little bit, maybe. What else is there in season 1? Dot and Bubble. I think it's better than... I think overall I'd watch this one over Dot and Bubble, right? Because Dot and Bubble's great and has some great stuff in it, but I think because the Dr. Light thing, and obviously you're watching Lindy, who is a prick the whole episode, and you have to follow her and pretend that you care, it kind of doesn't work as well for me. Yeah, not as good as Rogue. But yeah, I think it sort of hits the middle of like season 1, which is great. Because I would have expected this one to be the worst. Again, I would have expected this episode, the Robot Revolution, to be the worst of the season. I think the dialogue felt a bit stiff at sometimes. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like these characters weren't immersed in the world. I think at the beginning of the episode, like the early stuff with Belinda, I thought was very like rushed and choppy, and I think that's kind of where the dialogue felt a bit off for me. But fair enough, yeah, completely. It doesn't warrant a second watch because it was straightforward. Yeah. That's fair enough. Felt so tactile and handmade, not glazing at all, but after a big CGI dog, having something that felt real is a good change of pace. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. All of the creatures and the AI guy and the robots and all that sort of thing, practical costumes, practical sets, like very real. The only big CGI things were enhancements to like the AI room, the spaceship stuff, and all the stuff like on the exterior of the planet whenever you're seeing like establishing shots. So I really liked that. Again, it was like enhanced by CGI but not using it entirely. And I loved the Sutek big CGI dog. I do think that worked for me in terms of what that needed to be. I liked that. But yeah, I see what you mean completely. You can't beat something completely practical and made brilliantly. Boom is terrible at the end. Interesting. Keep it off Earth. Belinda. No. 73 Yards was the only good episode last season. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Dot and Bubble's pretty good. Galaxy Man show, channel, interview, show, great name. Really enjoyed the episode. Such a great performance. Really enjoyed Belinda. Yeah, same, completely same. I enjoyed it. I thought the performance was really good, and Belinda I think was a really refreshingly great new character. Belinda Chandra Bean. I'd rank it below Boom, 73 Yards, Rogue, and The Devil's Cord. I think that's fair. I'm a bit of a fan of The Legend of Ruby Sunday, to be honest, as well. Hate to say it, but I am. I don't think it's very rewatchable in the sense that once you know what happens, you know, sort of thing. But it is a fun first watch. Yeah, I'm with you on that track, Matt. I think I've very much, I very much share that sentiment where it's like a lot of Doctor Who's, it isn't about rewatchability as such. Like, you don't have to keep rewatching it to be good. It is just one that I thought was, yeah, I enjoyed it, and that's what it served its purpose, and that's good. And I'll probably revisit it at some point, and I probably will enjoy bits of it. I think the dialogue and I think the world was interesting here. I liked that. The biggest problem was the abysmal haircut on Alan. My guy needs a change in barber. That's true, but I guess because it sets, like, was it 17 years? Or was it a bit less than that? But it was at least 10 years before. I have to go back and go, yeah, if we're talking like 15 years ago, we're talking like 2010. And I have to think like, yeah, that was the popular haircut back then, so I have to sort of be like, yeah, fair enough. The owl generator felt like a cartoon somehow, like weirdly flat or something. I don't know. It was definitely somewhat cartoonish, but I think that was the point of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually quite liked the design of it. It's quite like a fleshy, metallic thing. Because the thing is, you go too far with the whole thing of converting a human into a robot, and it just becomes Cybermen. So you have to be really, like, you have to strike the balance if you're going to do something similar but not the same. They need to start teasing more on Mrs. Flood. Well, I think they probably will. I think they got a little thing at the beginning of this episode. I would like to see more as well, but the thing is, if that twist of who Mrs. Flood is or what she is not very satisfying, then I'd rather them not show her as much, because then it sort of doesn't remind me in hindsight if I rewatch this series knowing that it's like a poor twist. I'm like, oh. You mean to tell me that there was a teenager in 2008 called Alan? Guy? Yeah, that's crazy, actually. Timelines, time paradoxes, great start. Yeah, exactly. The Outcast, I didn't like it. Everything felt too brief to have any impact. Belinda's actress was good, and I think she'll be okay as a companion, but the story was too busy darting all over the place to make anything enjoyable. So it's really interesting is that some people thought it was too busy. I can't breathe, hang on. Have to excuse me, everyone. Sorry about that. So, yeah, a lot of people are saying it's too busy, too much going on. Some other people saying not enough happens. So it's really weird to get that balance of, like, for me, I felt like it had enough in it where it made sense. It was 45 minutes. I think I understood everything, but then I guess getting to rewatch it and kind of break it down a bit more might make more sense. But then I guess if you're a first-time viewer of Doctor Who or a kid, some stuff might have gone over your head a little bit, I guess. Can anyone confirm in chat, when the TARDIS landed outside the hospital, was the angle just wrong? I think it was like rotoscoped in. Like, it wasn't. They didn't put the actual box outside the hospital. Not sure why, but they didn't. So yeah, I don't think that looked great either. But yeah, I don't know. If something happens to Belinda, it alters the future, which alters the past, then the future again. I'm not sure with that one. Do you mean like in terms of Monday and stuff? I think that's a cool connection. Might not be what you're getting at, but like, let's say Belinda dies, then that would create a paradox, right? If Belinda dies, then Monday doesn't exist. And then maybe the events of Boom would have gone differently. And that's interesting. I also think as well it's interesting how the idea of going, oh, the DNA is really strong, like the link between them despite the 3,000 years. Now I do wonder in my mind whether that's like intentional just because they're the same actress, or whether it's something where they're like, there's actually going to be something there. I kind of hope it isn't. I don't like the whole mysterious thing like that. Mechanic Alan. Yeah, it was really creepy, wasn't it? I feel they need to do more to make Mrs. Flood interesting, because it's hard to care at the moment. I think we're a bit disappointed from the whole, like, she named you after a road sign thing. So it's hard to kind of go, oh, Mrs. Flood's going to be an exciting reveal. I don't think she's the Rani, man. I think she'll be some sort of god of something. Or maybe not, I don't know. She's kind of like a little goblin running around being mysterious, and I kind of enjoy that for the time being. So, yeah. Bluntly called the Doctor's ship the TARDIS when the robots brought it back to him at the end. He ever told her what it was called? I genuinely thought there was a few moments in this episode where, like, she calls him Doctor, and I don't remember him saying, I'm the Doctor. Do you know, am I going crazy here? See, I kind of want to have a look at this now. But you're right, because the TARDIS thing did catch me off guard. Now, that's either a fucking hell of a mistake, or that is very intentional.
Tell you what I want to see this guy take on.
Fuck off. It's very early on, and I'm not going to obviously put it on screen. I tell you what, I liked the every 9th word thing. That was quite fun. It took me a second to get that. I'm trying to think, did he actually say, oh, my name's the Doctor, by the way? Or did he just say... Well, no, he does say he's the Doctor, but he says it after. This is what I don't get. Right, when they run out of the room... Oh, no, he does say, my name is the Doctor and I'll get you out of here. Right, okay, fair enough. But I don't remember her saying TARDIS prior to the TARDIS appearing and she going, oh, this is the TARDIS. She says... The dialogue she says... When he kisses the TARDIS... I saw that box in space. Is that your TARDIS? Yeah, that's odd. She didn't know that was called the TARDIS, so why did she say TARDIS? And why did he not acknowledge that? Either a mistake or something deeper. I don't know. 8 AM in the morning is a joke. I don't know if I could do this every week for the next 7 weeks. I was thinking that. I preferred the midnight releases, personally. I'm going to fucking blow my nose because I'm fucking dying over here. I'll be right back, folks. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Oh my god. Ugh. I am missing a few questions, so please do please do just repeat your questions if I haven't answered them, or your good comments. If you've got something interesting to say, please do share it. Deleted scene, potentially, some people are saying. George to be blowing. Fuck off. Yeah, the Doctor's heartbeat was very the sound of drums, wasn't it? I mean, that was always the intention anyway. It was the heartbeat of a Time Lord. But I like that they specifically went for the do 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 do. I was like, fucking, let's go. That's great. Yeah. Oh, they've shared. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, hang on. Let's have a look at this quickly. From probably Doctor Who Unleashed, I presume, which I haven't watched yet, admittedly.
Anita Dobson is gorgeous.
An unexpected sequel, eh? Oh dear. I think the rumours may or may not be true, my guy. Oh god. That's going to be interesting. And I think it's going to be episode 3. Oh man. And you know what? I'm fucking down with it. The only problem, and I will say this now, is 7 out of 8 episodes this series, I will be doing a post-episode live stream, just like this, where we talk about the episodes just after. But the only one that I can't do because I'm away, I'm away on the weekend of episode 3. So I will probably watch it in the morning, and I'll probably put my thoughts on Twitter, but the live stream will not be on the Saturday, it'll not be on the Sunday. It may end up going back to the Tuesday slot just for that one-off, but I will do it as soon as I can, so we get a chance to talk about that episode. But the one that is rumoured to be the sequel episode, crazy. So what I will say is do be wary regarding the leaks and stuff. And please, obviously, I know someone's already sort of mentioned it, but then let's just kind of, if possible, for the benefit of other people who don't know what the leaks are, let's not name what the episode is going to be a sequel of. Okay, so and I understand people want to talk about it, it's all cool, but there are people who just want to avoid leaks, and I want to be completely conscious of that. Exactly, yeah. This is exactly kind of the point. I understand, it's completely understandable. It's common knowledge for a lot of people, do not worry about it, but people are going to talk about it, and it may or may not happen, it may not. I'm not going to talk about what episode it is a sequel of, but I'm excited for it. I think that's a good idea. Personally, I'm excited. Oh, we got our first clip of Lux as well. Do you want to have a look? Let's have. I mean, they could not have picked a more boring clip to show on Unleashed. I mean, they could not have picked a more boring fucking clip. What? It's just them opening a fucking door. What is that? That was dog shit. Sorry. If you're going to promote anything, why are we showing them open a fucking door? That doesn't show anything. God. Fuck's sake, man. Yeah, I'm all for keeping stuff secret, but we already have seen more stuff on the episode. Why don't you just show us, like, the fucking, like, them landing in Miami and just walking out the TARDIS or something? Would have been slightly more interesting. Or just give us an insight as to what the story's about. Oh, I don't know. Very silly, very, very silly. But absolutely fine, I guess. Funny. Funny. Yes. So that was fun. But yeah, if you got any sort of hot takes or questions about this episode, I'd love to hear them. Please do let me know in chat, and we'll talk about it. Oh wow, they're actually gonna. That's crazy. Brilliant. That's fantastic. They've already started kicking off about fucking showing clips from other stuff. That's madness. Sorry, that's fair use. I don't give a fuck. That's commentary. I'm talking about it. I'm reviewing it and talking about it. Yeah, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. They're bound to show something else later in the week, so that may rely on the door opening clip. My only thoughts on that clip. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Not much to theorize from compared to like all the other clips they tend to show from episodes. That was probably the most surprising and like pointless in my mind. Do you think we'll get an all-timer episode this season? I think we will. I do honestly think we will. And I think that's going to be the sort of the tragic monkey's paw effect. I think because season 1 left people slightly disappointed. That it will affect the turnout for season 2. Not many people are going to tune into season 2, and I think it might be a very good season. I'm kind of getting season 26 vibes a little bit, where it's like, good season, great episodes, but may or may not be the last. This is, for me, I think we'll get a good episode this season, and I think the Interstellar Song Contest will be an all-timer episode, 100%. I think they put the budget into that one. There's a lot of stuff going on in that one. You've got the Mrs. Flood stuff. You've got like the cast, you've got Graham Norton, Rylan. It's a Eurovision thing. Like, I think that's going to be a great one, and I think it'll lead into the finale. I think that has potential to be like an all-timer episode in my mind. The machine and the story and the engine, I think, could be a really good episode, and I think the well is going to be 50-50. It's either going to be brilliant or it's going to be dog shit. So yeah. Do we think the use of the Gallifrey theme has any relevance? No, they keep throwing the Gallifrey theme in whenever the Doctor talks about home or the fact he's a Time Lord or anything like that. They did it in season 1 as well. I don't think there's anything too deep to look into that. Most clips is shown from the opening of episodes. Yeah, that's true. I love how they handled all the Doctor details in this episode. Like the scene with the hearts and the TARDIS entrance felt very unique. Yeah, 100%. The whole thing with the 2 hearts, like in the X-ray blanket, again, it's different. And that's one thing I'm really excited about, is we're not getting the same shit over and over again. We're not getting the same stuff, and that's what I was a bit worried about with season 1, was it was very familiar to what we've already done before, and this was kind of fun, I guess. I liked this. I already got my heart set on Lux, and have done since the first second I saw Mr. Ringading. Yeah, that has potential to be great as well. I'm just not going in with too high expectations on that one. I missed the start of the chat. Did you like it, George? I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it, which is crazy in my mind. This was my least anticipated episode. I kind of felt like I knew everything going in, and I still enjoyed it. I still got a bit of a kick out of it. I still got a nice little kick out of it. Please don't bring back my 12-year-old heartbreak from 1989. Episode 6, that will be top ratings. Yes. Yeah, Interstellar Song Contest. Top ratings if they actually show it on TV, which is still not 100% locked in yet because of the fucking football. I can't believe I missed the Gallifrey theme. It was very subtle. Like, it was a really slow... It was like... Dun, 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 dun... Dun, 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 dun. It was very like subtle in the background. I only had to I had to stop listening to the dialogue and listen to the music for a second to just catch it. Obviously going to be able to travel at the past. It's worst situation. Alan, who got a worse situation, Alan or Margaret? Who the fuck's Margaret? Who the fuck's Margaret? Who the fuck's Margaret? I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost on that one. Don't eat me granola, man! Good, I really liked it. Went in with no expectations and it was a cracker. That's what you need to do, Josh. I've said before, like, you go in with limited expectations, you may end up being happy and enjoying it, and that's, I think, what I went in with. And I think I'm more concerned almost about watching a one that I am excited for, like the Interstellar Song Contest, because I'm going in with expectations. But it's good. I thought it was a good start to the season. Really strong. Oh, Margaret Slovene. Well, she got to live. She got turned into an egg and given to a new family. She got to live a whole new life and be brought up properly and have a chance at living and being, you know, like real and not a murderer, psychopath. Al got turned into some cum, frankly. On one hand, a new shot at life, a chance to begin again, you know, versus a blobber spunk. Oh, dearie me. Well, we're not going to be too much longer, but we have got a little bit more time here where we may do some 13 or Hoodle. But what I will say is, if you're joining us for the first time this week, please do subscribe. We'll be here every single week to talk about the episode as soon as it has gone live and it's been out for about an hour. We'll be talking about it here on YouTube, and it'll be a lot of fun to chat about the episode, especially on those bigger ones. The Interstellar Song Contest, that's going to be a big one, I think. The finales, I'll be here for it. It's going to be very exciting and a lot of fun to chat about. So yeah, please do subscribe, put your notifications on every single week. There will be another live stream next week that you can get tuned and ready for whenever the link goes live. Please, of course, do get your notifications on as well. If you want to see the other stuff that I do as well, if you are new to this channel or just interested to see other Doctor Who content or other content that I make, we have a podcast called Nostalgia Bait that is linked in the description below, and we posted a brand new Doctor Who episode just this week talking about the whole of Season 2, my expectations and thoughts going into it. So if you want to have a gander at that, you need a little bit more of a Doctor Who fix from myself, that is the place to go. It's linked in the description below, as well as all my social medias and all that other lovely stuff. So yeah, check those out for sure. Let's do a Hoodle. We haven't got many to do because it hasn't even been a week since we last streamed. I think 9th is the next one. That's it. Oh dear. What is going on here? God. What the fuck is going on with this camera, man? I hate this fucking thing. Okay, here we go. I genuinely... I mean, it's 13's console room, but I don't know what the fuck this is. Definitely feeling like it's definitely series 12 or 13. Thinking maybe 12. Oh, I don't know. That's really hard. Oh, I need another. The bones, interesting. I'm not getting this at all. Maybe Fox potentially. Oh my god. What's the Fox? Once Upon Time? No. Oh, The Haunting of Villa Diodati, maybe. Yeah, it is. Oh my god, that took too long. Don't remember this, and don't remember this. Interesting. Yeah, I remember the little girls though. 10. I'm gonna go Tooth and Claw. Nope. Big Bang? Yeah, because it's when the Doctor's going back through his own timeline, because this isn't a story we actually see. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Well... No, this is how they get you. Beast Below. Very clever, because they have that thing at the end of the episode. I wish Doctor Who did this more often, where it leads directly into the next episode. I would have loved to have seen them in this episode today arrive in Miami for next week. That would have been great. Would have loved that personally. Okay, Sonic Saturday. What? I have no idea. Try to think of the music here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm from the music, Empress of Mars. Fucking mental. That is crazy. That is crazy. That I'm chuffed with that. It's the synth. It's really synthy.
Fingers crossed, Alan.
That's not true. We're not going to be going to live on Twitch soon.
Something that was clearly not of this earth.
I don't think I've got. I don't think I would have got it from the other ones. Ooh, hang on a second. Let me get rid of that shit. And then we've got.
This is Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
Welcome to the universe.
Well, I dare say the British Army is more than a match for a bunch of upright crocodiles.
Yeah, classic line. Classic line. I don't know, to be honest. It's the synth music. But it's also the men screaming. It's like war. The music is very synthy, so it felt like Capaldi. Immediately got Capaldi vibe. And then that sound is such a unique one, and then the fleshy sound. I just sort of thought from the music, I was like, I think it's that, and it was right. Complete stab in the dark. Well, not really, but kind of. Cool. Well. Jesus Christ. We might have a game of 13 in a second, but first, let's pre-promote my podcast. Well, if you are... Let me fucking sort these cameras out, man. If you are enjoying the content that we're making here, obviously you can tune in every single week for our post-episode reviews, but we have just uploaded on our podcast Nostalgia Bait. We've got a whole episode here talking about Doctor Who Season 2, our expectations, our previews, even some of the rumours. Without spoiling anything, it's a spoiler-free podcast episode, but we do talk a little bit about what might or might not happen, as what has been rumoured, what has potentially been leaked. But yeah. Start with the same joke every week, my guys. Jesus Christ. So if you're not already subscribed, you're not already watching, please do. You'll love it. We've got a lot of film and TV stuff there. We talk a hell of a lot about a hell of a lot of different things. Doctor Who comes up every now and then as well, as you can see with the Doctor Who episode this week, and we'll be doing a review after the series has come out as well. So please do check it out. It's on Spotify as well, Nostalgia Bait. It's on YouTube. Please do check it out. It's all linked in the description below. So just go on those links, check it out, press follow, press subscribe. You never know, you might fucking love it. So to round off here, we are going to have one game of 13, shoot me. I do love this game. And in the meantime, please do ask any and all... Oh, fuck off with the camera! What is this? That's appalling. We can't keep doing this. Please do let me know any questions you might have about the Robot Revolution. Any thoughts you have? Let me know. Any questions at all, whether it be about this episode of Doctor Who or otherwise, or the rest of the season. Let me know. We'll play a game of 13, and then we'll be wrapping up for today and ahead of next week. Yeah, but I enjoyed today. I thought it was good. And then also the big question as well is, what do you think about these live streams? Do you like it on a Saturday morning? Do you like that? Do you enjoy having a post-episode reaction review thing that we talk about and we're here for? Because I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I said anyway, before the new dates were out and before the new times were released, I was like, when this year... Because I've now got my own place, and I'm not living with people, I can actually watch it and then do a reaction after and probably do that. And that would probably be a lot better. And I would actually really like to do content like immediately after the episode dropped. Because way back in the day, when I used to make Doctor Who review videos talking about the Jodie Whittaker era and all that sort of lovely stuff, I'd film a reaction immediately. Like, immediately after the... episode comes out and have it edited and uploaded within an hour. And the reason I stopped that is because I value my own mental stability. So I stopped doing that. And then but I kind of liked the idea of doing something immediately after the episode, so it's fun, no? I haven't had breakfast. I've had a cup of tea, and I'll be having breakfast very shortly. My plan today is to have breakfast, and then I'll be filming a Nostalgia Bait episode with Cooper at about 11ish, 10:30. I don't know. We'll do that soon. So it's a busy week. Busy week. Do you think the guy who told the Doctor... Sorry, hang on. After episode 1, which are you least excited for? Ooh, that's a good question. Because I don't think I'm... I don't know. It could be Lux, you know. It could be. I guess at the minute, like, Wish World and the Reality War. Because I don't really care enough about what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sat there, like... dying to know what happens, or you know, I'm sort of trying to enjoy the series first, so I guess I'm least excited for those because I'm not really thinking about them. Who do you think the guy was? Who do you think the guy who told the Doctor about Belinda was? Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh God, yeah. Why did the Doctor know about Belinda before? Was that ever answered? Because she was like, oh, you were in my house? Yeah, that's true. I never really thought about that. The Doctor just kind of rocks up, doesn't he? Even in, like, Church and Ruby Road, he's just fucking there, you know? But I think it's the same thing. I think he's, like, sort of watching someone because he sort of suspects something's happening. But still. Thunderbolts review on Nostalgia Bit? I don't even know when Thunderbolts comes out, but I'd be tempted to do it, yeah, because it looks pretty decent. I might actually watch it, so, Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I don't see why not. Just have to like line it up with what else we've got planned in our schedule. Our schedule. Pancakes and croissant. Damn. Oh, you've really enjoyed this stream. That's really great to hear. Thank you. We'll not be having cereal this morning as I do not want to accidentally murder Alan. The 2nd of May it's out. Yeah, I don't see why not. There's definitely an option there. It's just trying to line it up because our schedules are very busy at the minute. So it's like trying to find time where we can both actually watch the film and then talk about it. Dear me. I'm at the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting hungry now. Which does happen. Okay. Oh, Barry Keoghan's favourite Doctor Who episode. That is foul. That is fucking foul, my guy. Actually, low-key, very funny, though. That's good. I like that. I'm going to struggle with this one, I think. Oh, almost there. Almost there. Okay, we kind of just about got there. Crazy, that was crazy. Okay, concentrated now, like an episode. I don't think it was. Come on, man. What's this? Who said what in a con interview? What do you think of The Well? Personally, I think it'll be the best episode of the season. I love the underwater aesthetic. I'm interested to see where they go with it, given, of course, all the rumours and leaks, if you will. They naturally have fascinated me with what this episode could be. I love Russell calling it an unexpected sequel, as if like no one knows this fucking rumor when everyone fucking knows this rumor at this point. It's funny to me. It is funny to me, but it is fucking annoying. Okay, that seems to work. Okay, we got that's something. That's something. Russell in the con interview, and he said, "What? You've been waiting a long time. You'll be waiting a lot longer." But what does that mean? Waiting a lot. Waiting for what? I'm so confused. What are we waiting for? Some good fucking telly? It's a joke. It's a joke, folks. It's a joke. It's really fucking annoying. Okay, we're getting somewhere with this, I think. And now we're not at all getting anywhere with this, okay. Yes, that's it. Waiting for tonight. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think Leandro Jones is ever coming back. I think if they're going to bring back anyone from Torchwood, it'll be Eve Miles. Because she's brilliant. And they're all brilliant. Bar one of them, of course. But I think she'd be the best candidate to bring back, I think, definitely. Oh, this is a good one. It's a good one today. I'm enjoying this 13 game. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere. Maybe we'll get to Tenant. Gwen would be good. Gwen would be a good inclusion. If you could bring one actor back for this season, who would you bring back? Like, what character would you bring back? Just if you could have anyone cameo in an episode or be a part of the series, who would you bring back? I know Dr. Master's going to say Yanto, but it's an open question to anyone. Andy Davidson. I don't know who that is, I'm afraid. Okay. Nice. We're getting somewhere with this. It's probably the most organised game of 13 we've actually had in a long fucking time. Dear me. Nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Kel would be Kel from the council would be a good one. That would be funny. River Song. I mean, Sarah Jane Smith obviously would be amazing, but yeah, of course, not possible. I'd rather them never bring back Sarah Jane than do it like some fucking horrible CGI dog shit, because I feel like of all people Russell probably would do that. Not because he's disrespectful, I just think he's more open to experimenting with like AI and all that sort of shit with Doctor Who and like deep fakes and stuff like that. Russell is the kind of person who watches modern Marvel and Star Wars like TV and sees all the stuff that everyone's like, oh, this is a bit shit, and he'll watch it and go, wow, it's marvelous, it's marvelous. He would. in the nicest way possible. And it's good to be inspired by that sort of stuff. But he was making better telly than Marvel's doing now, but he did it fucking years ago. That wasn't a sentence, George. But he's Russell at his core, when he's doing what he does best, he's great. But he hasn't been doing what he does best for a while, in my eyes. Of Zorbaloff in the Interstellar Song Contest would be amazing, and I think if anyone's going to do it, Juno Dawson probably would. I'd love that. I'd love that so much. Did anyone listen to the Chris Chibnall interview on Who Knew? Loved that. Loved that. Josh is a treat to listen to, and Chris Chibnall, what a nice man. I love that guy. Unironically, but I don't know what I'm saying. Completely genuinely, that he's the best. I love him. Chris Chibnall is such a nice man. Genuine. Black Mirror, yeah, I do want to watch Black Mirror at some point. I haven't even finished the last season though. That's my thing. It's like I'd love to watch the new one, but like I need to almost catch up and just watch the other ones as well. So it feels daft watching the new season for the sake of it when I haven't watched the last one. And it's not episodic, so I don't have to, but yeah, I think Black Mirror is brilliant, but not one that I find easy to watch, because they're almost like mini films at a certain point. You can't sit and watch it with dinner. It's too big and bold now. It was great back in the Channel 4 days, but I think nowadays it's very it's too big, I think, in my eyes. It's too, yeah. Wow, we're cooking with this, honestly. That's crazy. We're doing all right with this. We're usually a lot shitter than this. So this is good to see. I'll be a bit more careful with it though. Almost there now. Come on. Oh, I don't mean to do that. That was a stupid idea. Celebrity Big Brother. That's good this year. I'm enjoying it, I have to say. I didn't think I would, but I am. Miraculously. I did not enjoy the cast, but yeah. Yes. Aaron Doherty is great. Charlie Brooker writing a Doctor Who episode would be fantastic, but I think that opportunity has unfortunately run its course. He's too big. He's too big with Black Mirror now. He doesn't need to do something like Doctor Who, you know. He has these great ideas. He's going to use them on Black Mirror. He's not going to put them on fucking Doctor Who, is he? If he has a great dystopian idea, you know, he's not going to waste that on Doctor Who, frankly. Which is possibly not the nicest thing of all time to say, sure, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't waste a good idea on something like Doctor Who where he's not in charge of it. He'd be great if he was in charge of it, but he wouldn't give up Black Mirror. It's too much of a cash cow. Say what you want about Black Mirror, it's successful. Very successful. We're cooking with this today. We're cooking with this today. You almost need like loads of time to just sit and do it, which is not something we ever have on streams, because you sort of have to like really focus on what you're doing. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay, that was almost disastrous. Ah, shite. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. Might have fucked that now, actually. Might have fucked that. Okay, maybe not. Do that. That's good. What is the 13 strat? I try and keep it in the corner and kind of pile up, but I'm not very good at it. I feel like if I was really had more time and I was like trying really, because I'm conscious it's also 20 past 10 and I'm now like I want breakfast and shower and to have to film Nostalgia Bait today as well. So I'm very conscious of that. But yeah. Look at this, we are cooking though. Might get to Matt Smith here. But now I'm getting impatient. Now I'm like, I want to hurry up now because it's like now I'm aware of the time that I'm wasting on this fucking game. Much as I love it. Much as I love it. Yeah. See, my keyboard shouldn't even clack that much. I've got like a silent keyboard, it's supposed to be, but this is, it's not even mechanical. I'm like now struggling with things, but yeah, feel free to ask questions. I find it hard to look up. I have to watch it yet. Very quickly, was it any good? I think it was better than I expected, but don't go in with the highest expectations. It's not the next Midnight. It's a solid series opener. People are actually going to slip back to sleep after this. This is me in my work mode because I wake up at around the same time every day for work. So I'm like, I'm fine. I'm chilling. I'm just like what I'd be normally doing, you know, productive. Have a cup of tea. Is Fabricant wearing a wig? Yeah, of course he is. I understand he's sensitive about it, but then don't go on national TV then. Simple as. There we go. Look at that. Oh my god. We are really cooking today. This might be one of our best games. I'm trying to wrap this up. But too good today. I've never had a mistake in the corner today. That's why I've been quite lucky with that respect. It's only an opener. Hope I'll hopefully wake up earlier next week and actually join this when it starts. That'd be great. Yeah, feel free. Always happy to have people here, and it's always nice to have people joining for the content and sort of seeing what kind of stuff we make and just having a bit of a waffle and having a bit of a chat and a debrief. And that's basically what this is all about. Is just having something to talk about every week and doing the streams as soon as the episode comes out. Initial reactions, we're not waiting until next week to do it. Do you know what I mean? So now we're going to struggle a little bit. This is tough. I need to open up that first doctor slot now. I don't think I'm getting 12 today. I rushed too much into this side of things. You have to just sort of do some of these things, because otherwise you'll just never make any space. I'm kind of glad they didn't do the double episode premiere as well, because it means that we actually get to talk about each one week in, week out, which is good. Ah, that worked really well. That worked really well. Didn't even think about doing that. That's great. Yeah, there we go. Cooked. Fantastic. Look at that. Good question. Ooh, we're deleting messages. I don't know what's going on. I've now missing things completely. There. Oh my god. Fuck, I thought I accidentally clicked off it. Shit. Oh my god. I'd like to get a high score here. That would be a nice aim for today, wouldn't it? If we got a high score on 13. Ooh, we're struggling a bit here. Hang on. This is good. This is good shit. I just thought as well in the episode with the incel guy that she used to go out with, insisting that she's called Miss and going, well, you're not married, are you? It's very like, there's a lot of like little subtleties in that, which I think is quite funny. Yeah. Top stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. It was a good episode. Not like the best episode I've ever seen. Clunky around the sides in areas, yeah. But I can't complain. It was what I would have wanted it to be, given the story concept. It was solid. That was close. Down like that, and then along. Oh, God, this is beautiful. We might actually get to... Well, it's just sort of common, like, I guess it's like incel behaviour, isn't it? Being like... No, it's like... common sort of incel thing being like... Oh, like Miss. Like very traditionalist, very like old school. Like not very many people are like kind of, you know, I don't know. It's just a little thing where it's like, she's going, oh, I don't like being called Miss. And he's going, well, you're not married, so you are. It's that whole controlling kind of vibe of things. But you just, again, you just think back on that and you go, actually, there's a lot of funny little bits in that. Yeah, I like that. Oh, come on, George. Let's get a fucking move on, eh? Come on. This is good. This is good. This is going well. I'm surprised that we're actually having a good game here. Almost at, not almost at Capaldi. This is our high score as well, by the way. We're cooked. We're cooked. I can't believe I've cleared my fucking high score today. I was just going to have a quick game of this at the end of the fucking stream, and it's ended up taking bloody half an hour. Oh no! I rushed it. I rushed it completely. I was not thinking. Oh my god. Well, that's a high score. Maybe next week we'll cook even more with that. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. Cheers. Right, well, thank you very much for watching this week, folks. I really appreciate it. Be sure to tune in next week when we'll be talking about Lux early in the morning. If you are new to this channel, we do a weekly live stream here while the show is on. We'll be doing live streams every Saturday morning from 9 o'clock till about 10-ish or half 10 if I get stuck on 13 for an hour. But yes, please do subscribe, of course. Put your notifications on. And yeah, I'd love to see you there. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm trying to think what else to say, really. Yeah, obviously, podcast. Check out my film as well. Social medias, if you want to see my Twitter. That's where I post the most Doctor Who nonsense. So follow all that. Just open up the description now. Just scroll down to the description, open it up, go, wow, look at all these wonderful links, and click on all of them and follow me on fucking everything. That would be lovely. Anyway, we'll see you all next week at 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.